What's going on, everybody? Today we are going to check out Airskirts, the inflatable RV skirting system. Let's go. Here are the boxes that I got for my Airskirt. This is what they consider the extra large package. I don't remember off the top of my head how many tubes and stuff, but we'll get into that when we open these boxes. And in one of the boxes we got a welcome kit. Let's take a look and see what we got in here. The owner's manual. Read this first before you do anything. But here's what the Airskirts look like. They're all these air-filled tubes. And why would I want air-filled tubes? Well, air is a natural insulator. So the theory is these tubes are gonna go all the way around. And yes, I know what you're gonna say, but what about your slides? There isn't anything for the slides. And I'm okay with that. For now. These are designed to be set up and broken down in less than 30 minutes. Since I don't stay someplace for the season, I wanted something that's going to helpfully keep the core of the camper from freezing. If you watched any of my other videos, you'll know that in January I was up here in my travel trailer that I had at the time, and I fought frozen pipes the entire time when I was here, when the temperature got below freezing for a week. If you would like to check that video out, I will leave a card up on top and a link in the description below. It was a fun time. And when the temps are below freezing, you have to run your propane furnace, and it will burn through propane like no tomorrow. We just got back from the Grand Canyon with this fifth wheel, and it snowed while we were up there, and it was cold at night, and I burned through a 30-pound propane tank in a day, pretty much. Day and a half, I want to say. I'm hoping that putting these Airskirts under here will keep it a little bit warmer so the propane furnace doesn't have to run as much. So let's open these boxes, see what we get, and then I think you'll get a better idea of how they are supposed to work when we start laying them all out. Let's see what else we get in the welcome kit. There is also some setup videos on their website. It is airskirt.com/setup. Some tools this is a pressure release valve wrench, inflate deflate wrench. These things here, there's like little corners that you can stick on, and what these are for is the first thing you're supposed to do on your initial setup is look for any like sharp objects or anything like that that may puncture the tubes. These tubes are made from a military grade vinyl, which is highly puncture resistant. We'll see. Some extra vinyl in case you do get a hole in it, you can repair it. It's actually 2 of them, and some adhesive to be able to put on here if you need to make a repair. Some carabiners and straps that you can connect all of the tubes together. I haven't seen anybody use these in any of the videos that I've watched so far, so we'll see if we're going to use them or not. If not, I got some extra carabiners. This is the tire covers for the wheels. I don't have any of these, so I gotta show you. Hopefully you can see these. They have these little triangle shaped things that are tire wedges, and they go in between your tires before you put the cover on. But since I use the X-Chocks, I can't use those tire wedges. If you have the stairs that fold up underneath your camper, they have these pillows that will go in the space behind the stairs so that it insulates that as well. My stairs fold into the camper, so didn't have to worry about those. I believe this is, yep, the carry and the storage bag. Let's open this bad boy up and see what it looks like. This is huge. And what's in here? Oh, a little shoulder strap that you can use to carry this. So when it's all said and done and you take all of these tubes down, they give you a really hefty bag to put everything into store. The air pump, I want to say this is 800 watts. Let me check. All of the stuff is in the owner's manual. Yes, 800 watt high velocity air pump to blow up and deflate all of the tubes. So keep that in mind. If you are off grid, you need to have at least an 800 watt inverter to be able to blow up and take these down. Oh my God, yes. So they give you 2 bags. in this extra large package. I like that, so you don't have to try and stuff everything into one. You can put them in two. Yeah, and it's just as big. Really heavy duty too. And if you can get everything into one bag, you just got yourself a really large laundry bag or some other storage. This is a 6-foot tube. You see they're all nice and flat packed. Of course, am I going to be able to get all of this stuff like this when I'm done? Stick around and find out, because I'll probably do another video where I take all of this stuff down and pack it away. So if you haven't done so, hit that subscribe button, become a member of the Travel Paws RV Pack. We would love to have you guys along on the adventure. And for those of you that have been subscribed, I thank you very much. And if you're wondering where I've been, I know I've been absent for a few months. Well, the real job, the day job, has taken up a lot of my time, so I have not been able to focus so much on putting out content. But I'm back, so hopefully we will have some cool videos coming up with some trips out to White Sands National Park, Grand Canyon. I've done some upgrades to the roof. We're doing this guy, and y'all, I'm actually checking out a possible off-grid solar battery setup as well. So hit that subscribe button, become a member of our channel. We would love to have you guys. I wish I could find the packing slip. Another 6-footer and another 6-footer. I'll tell you how much this cost me at the end of the video. Spoiler, they're not cheap, so they better work. All right, one box out of the way. 4-foot, another 6-footer, a 4-footer, an 8-footer, 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 and 8-footer. Here's one of the 4-foot tubes opened up, but this is how you inflate and deflate. 4 feet long and 34 inches from the ground up. What you have to do when you order these things is you kind of tell what RV you have, and then you pick the package, and then they will send you an email asking for some measurements. If you have a drop frame, they're going to want some measurements from the drop frame. I do not have a drop frame, so I didn't have to do that. But now what I need to do is look underneath here for any sharp edges, because the tube is going to go like right in this area here. They do say not to put them on your skirting, you know, make sure that it's underneath it, because these things, when you inflate them, are actually strong enough to lift your RV. And if you have this aluminum skirting, it's going to bend it. And it's going to be here kind of in front of the tire, so I will probably put some of those here, because it's going to be up against the tire here. So I'll probably put some here, maybe on this corner here as well. So I've got a corner piece, so I'm thinking like that. So that's what it looks like when it's done. So I'm going to go around, find all the other sharp spots and get those protected. I won't bore you with those details, and we'll be back and figure out the orientation and how we're going to set all of these tubes up. So now what it says to do is start to position the tubes underneath all the way around. They don't really give you a diagram or anything, you know, based on your RV, so you just kind of got to figure it all out. And then I think once you do it once, then you'll know an 8-foot goes here, a 6-foot goes here, so on and so forth. So I'm going to go through and try and position these, and then before we blow them up, we got to put the tire covers on. It's like a big jigsaw puzzle. Not sure if it's going to work, so we're going to start blowing these tubes up, and then we'll adjust from there. But first thing we got to do before we start blowing these up is we got to put the tire covers on, and even get a carrying bag for the tire covers. They thought of everything. So there's elastic on here, and you basically just whoop over the tire. So let me crawl underneath there. I guess that's it. These I'll actually use in the summertime to keep the sun off the tires. Let me go do the other side. And there's the other side. That one went on a little easier. All All right, now let's start blowing these bad boys up. We're gonna start with this 8-foot one. All right, here's the pump. It looks like a little spaceship. So let's look at the directions. Inflate side, deflate side. All right, this end goes into your inflate or deflate side, whichever you're doing at the time. And there's like little tabs in there. There. I'll show you how this goes, but it goes into the valve, and then you turn it and lock it. Turn it on. You know, it's like blowing up an air mattress. Wow! That's powerful. So when you set these things up, the Airskirts logo is supposed to be facing out so you can get to the valves, which are there. So you just twist that off, and then these are spring loaded. Take your cap off, and again, this is cap, just twist on, twist off. You put your pump in and twist it to lock it. And this is going to get loud, so you're probably not going to be able to hear me, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to inflate it, not all the way, just so I can kind of get an idea of where we're at. And here goes. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of adjust it. I think the other one is laying over here. Yeah. There. I think she just needs a little bit more. You're not supposed to inflate them until they're rock solid. Like I said, these things are strong enough where it'll lift your camper off the ground. Pretty nice. You can see it's all sealed. It kind of forms itself around. They look kind of funny, but I think maybe when it's all said and done, it'll look futuristic. I don't really care what it looks like, as long as I'm warm. I just noticed something on these 8-foot tubes. You have a fill on each end. The smaller ones don't have that. But that's actually, I mean, that's actually really nice. That is sealed up underneath there. I mean, is it 100%? No. And of course, the slides aren't covered, but I'm just trying to keep my pipes from freezing. It actually doesn't look that bad. And you can see how there's still, you know, room for air in there. You don't blow them up all the way. But, I mean, they're not moving. Any sort of wind, those aren't going anywhere. I'm gonna go fill the rest of them up, and then I'll show you when we're done. All right, I wanted to show you what it looks like underneath. That one over there, I see a little bit of light on, so I'm gonna have to blow that up a little bit. And then back there, I'll show you, I had to go in a little bit because my jacks are there that stick out too far, so I couldn't put it like even with the tire. I mean, there's my low point drain. So I'm really hoping that that won't freeze. And I think it's gonna keep, you know, the majority of the wind from stealing all my heat. And this bags are supposed to be able to conform around like your sewer pipes and stuff like that. We're about to find out. And we're done. Let's do a little, sorry, my work emails are blowing up again. Now, let me explain this here. So this is an 8-foot tube here. That is an 8-foot tube. This is a 4-foot. I don't know why they gave me that. Maybe that's the smallest one they make, I'm not sure. But I had to put it this way in order to fill this up here. Same thing on the other side. I had to, the valve is right there. But you notice none of these are extremely full. You don't fill them all the way up, but they're not moving. This one here was a pain because my overfill for my freshwater tank is right here. So I'm probably gonna maybe wrap these guys up with some tape or something just so it's not rubbing on it. But I mean, it's sealed up and they kind of conform around so I can still get to my drain. This is my kitchen gray valve. I don't know why it's here and not in the bay, but it is kitchen gray. So it kind of went around that. And then also my freshwater inlet. My math skills aren't the best, so I had to deflate some and move stuff around. But here is how I ended up on this 38-foot fifth wheel. 8-foot tube across in the front and across in the back. 6-foot, 6-foot, 8-foot pushed up against the back axle over here. A 4-foot vertical because that's the only way I could get it to fit. And then, like I said, the 8-foot back here. Now this, I have a diesel heater installed here, so I had to be very careful that this does not touch the exhaust of the diesel heater. This does not get hot right here. It does get hot up in there where the diesel heater comes out, but I'll check it later and make sure, and if I need to, I'll deflate this a little bit and move it over. But I think it's gonna be fine there. Yeah, don't worry about all this mess. I gotta redo the diesel heater. I'm having some issues in it in this, so I'm waiting for a stainless steel fuel tank, and then I'm moving all that stuff on the outside. So I'll do a video on that too. I know I've done, I think 3 diesel heater videos already. But we also got to take this diesel heater apart because it's smoking really bad when I start it up. So now that we're all done, how much did it cost? And you're probably going to be shocked. I know I was. It was $3 grand. Yep. This is again for the extra large fifth wheel high clearance package. How did I justify it to myself? Well, I know I've stated some of it earlier, is I'm not going to be any place, at least anytime in the near future, for an extended period of time, like a whole season. The most I'm going to be is probably a month or 2 in the winter, because I can't handle too much more cold than that. I wanted something, like I said earlier, that was going to help keep my pipes from freezing. I'm really hoping that this will do that, because you're not going to get any of that wind. And really the coldest I've been with any camper has been here in Kentucky, and you know, it was below freezing for over a week here, and I just battled frozen pipe after frozen pipe, and I don't want the damage. I don't want busted pipes and, you know, water heater, all of that good stuff. So I'm really hoping that this is going to help. I think it will. All right, I was just editing this video and realized that I forgot to add like 2 more reasons why I picked the Airskirts. So I wanted to put this clip in here real quick. Another reason why I justified going with the Airskirts is I needed something that I could put up and take down quickly. Since I'm not somewhere for an entire season and moving, you know, every 1 to 2 months, something like that, I wanted something that I could just put up fairly quickly, help keep anything from freezing, and then take down. Another reason why I went with this is I didn't want to drill into the side of the RV. I know with like the traditional RV skirts, you have to either, I think it's like drill in and then it attaches by like the buttons, or there's that little track, if you will, that you can slide the vinyl or whatever that material is into it. And I just didn't want to do that. And if I do, you know, ever change rigs, I wouldn't be able to take that with me. I would have to, you know, redo it. With the Airskirts, I can take them with me if I, you know, change out to another camper anytime, which I'm not doing, by the way. I also looked into possibly doing the DIY method where you get the foam board from like a hardware store and then, you know, put that all around, but I didn't want to do that either. I have no way to store that or to take it with me, and I don't want to spend, you know, keep spending a couple $100s for a few weeks. So those are the reasons why I went with the Airskirts. It just made more sense for my particular type of travel. Again, we'll see. Check back later when I actually do some more review videos of how it's working or how I think it's working. And yeah, so back at it. January will be the key though when I come back up here, so I will definitely do a follow-up video and let y'all know if I think that there's any difference or if I can tell if there's a difference. Anyway, that's it. That is the Airskirts. Let me see what time it is. So all in all, this took me 2 hours to do, and the majority of that I was filming too. So if I wasn't filming, this being the first time, and now that I know where the tubes are going to go, like I said, I had an 8-foot and a 4-foot here already blown up, so I had to deflate those and then move them. All in all, probably an hour, maybe less if you know, really hustle it. So I think that is going to do it. I hope you found this video helpful or somewhat entertaining. If you did, I would really appreciate that you boop that like button, hit that subscribe button, become a member of the Travel Paws RV Pack. We would love to have you guys along for the journey. And until our next video, be kind. I'll see you next time.